So one of the reasons that we build pathways is for individuals to follow in pursuit of their own ambitions and dreams. The institution's part in building those pathways are not only to build them and to expand them, but to connect them in very conscious and deliberate ways. And what I mean by that is that you don't just blaze a trail and say, hey, go walk on it and maybe you'll find yourself in the right place. It's that because we know there's a path, we can put people and resources on that pathway to make sure you get from this juncture to the next, wherever your journey takes you. And so part of the importance of collaboration and the importance of building pathways that are armed with programs and people and resources that are all part of the same system is that you can build not only the pathways themselves, but the means to go from one point to the next. Often pathways that we encounter have gatekeepers. You get to a certain point, but there's someone that says, hey, in order to go to the next point on the path, you've got to have this or that, you've got to have this qualification, I've got to have this thing associated with you, you've got to show me that you are who you say you are and you have the things that you're supposed to have in order to go to the next part of your journey. And we can build those things into the pathway if we collaborate across the institution. And so what I mean is if one part of the institution are programs that are focused on kids in 7th grade getting prepared for high school, who then will be prepared to go into college and be ready and to thrive, we've not only increased the number and the density of people on that path, we've provided the ability that when they reach that next juncture, I'm done with high school, I'm ready for college, here's where I want to go. We've built in the juncture that says, okay, we can lift that gate because we know you and we've been invested in your development from your early part of the pathway to here. If we think about how networks work, this is exactly how they work. This is how being someone like a Barack Obama and saying, I'm going to go from undergraduate to law school, and then law school to becoming president, and becoming president and choosing a whole administration of leadership. Somewhere as you look through there, you see a common thing often, and that's a name of an institution, and that name is Harvard. And often Harvard is that thing that gets the gate open for you as you pursue that path. And so what I'm saying is we have the ability to be able to open those gates at different points along the pathway as an institution and even across institutions if we are connected and if we are collaborating in a way that says we are building these same pathways for the same students, and we know what we're looking for, and we're working together to make sure that as they come through, they're doing the things that we say they need to do to succeed. And when any of them finds their way to us as the next part of their journey, we recognize them. We know because they've done X or Y that they are ready. And it makes it easier for us to say yes, and you can do the next part of your journey. And that's the benefit of having connected pathways, not just across the institution, but between institutions. And so when some great student from UCLA comes and says, hey, I've been a part of the Ford Fellowship Program, that's a way of saying to me, this person has really prepared. They've done some things several years before now, so I don't have to bother doing X, Y, or Z. What I can do is just say, yes, and open the gate and let that person in and path to continue on with their journey.